Alright guys, got a quick video here for you. I got an AC compressor. The AC compressor on the GLI, actually the solenoid on the GLI went bad. I got a whole compressor for that. And then on my Jetta, the pulley has failed. So on the Jetta, this contraption here on the front, it's like the clutch setup, I guess, or this is, I don't know. I don't know how this is. I know it runs off CAN and stuff. As you see, there's no more trigger for the clutch. I don't know exactly how the internals of this work. I'm not an engineer, I can't explain that to you. But what I can explain to you is that this piece on my Jetta has failed. And because of, I think it failed because the pulley bearing has gone out. Now, I can't expect it to last forever, but you know, it's got 260,000 miles on it, so it's gotta go out eventually. But anyways, what I did was I unbolted the center nut in the middle here, pulled that nut off, then I did the 3 T30s on either one of those, pulled this just pops right off, it just comes right off easily. And then you have a snap ring on the inside here that comes out. And when you pull the snap ring out, then you can slide the whole pulley off. And it comes off fairly easy. So then you get the whole pulley off, and this is your bearing assembly. Which I think the bearing is actually replaceable in these, but mine's so bad that I'm just going to replace the whole pulley. And I'll save this compressor as a backup for my GLI, because these compressors I think are different, but the pulleys I think are the same. So I'm going to find out today, and maybe I won't upload this because maybe it won't work. But so I got all this apart to make sure it comes apart easily. And now I'm going to go take apart the one on my car and we'll take you over there. So here we are at my Jetta. I stuck this piece in there, but let me take that out just so you can see what's going on. But you can see that this has completely broken. All these fins are broken off completely. They're not even attached to this part anymore. So we got to get this off. Now the problem is, I don't want to release the AC in this. I'm just going to try and replace this clutch. But what you can see is, see this pulley moves so much? Let me try and zoom in on it. See how much I can move that pulley? That's not good. That means the bearing in it is completely roached. And it's causing problems. It's causing it to heat up. It's going to cause more issues in the future. So we got to get this pulley out. Oh, there goes my light. Need a new battery. But we're going to pull the pulley out and then show you how to swap out just the clutch on the pulley. Just look at my hands. This has not been a fun job. So I got this off. You can see where it's broken completely away from like the clutch holder part. So those have completely broken off. And I think they broke because the bearing failed, because part of the bearing is still on the pulley down there. And the rest of it, pulley's kind of smoked. So yeah, this bearing on this pulley is roached. I'm going to attempt to see if that will come off, and if it will, if that AC compressor is still salvageable and not completely ruined. We're going to find out here in a little bit. Alright, so we got the new pulley on. Used pulley on. And it was not fun. Let me tell you. That bearing was completely roached. I set the bearing down somewhere, I don't know where it's at, but you can see the center of the pulley's complete. The bearing's gone in the middle of it. It's not there anymore. It's gone. And getting it off of the pump or the compressor was a nightmare. It was basically welded to the shaft. I don't even know if that's going to work anymore, to be honest, because it was really hard getting it off that shaft. And I fought and fought and fought. Got the new one on. It feels like the snap ring's in there, but like doing it in the car is super difficult. This would be something way easier to do on the bench. I recommend you pull this sucker off, but I'm trying not to pull all my AC out and do that, so this is why we're doing it this way. But I got that on there. Now I need to throw the belt on, tighten her up, get all the bolts tightened up, and test it out and see if I fixed it or not. We'll see. Hey-o. It's back together, and it's working. No more noise. Swedish. Oh yeah, ice cold. Let's go. Nice. One car down. So, next, we're gonna fix the AC on the GLI, which is also messed up. And let me tell you, having to drive a car with 107 heat index in North Carolina, no air conditioning, not fun. But woo, AC check. let's do a little video breakdown of what happened here and tell you the failing point. The usual failing point on these is this solenoid here. They normally don't go bad. Normally they just get really dirty and gummed up. You can usually pull them out, clean them up. But the problem is you have to discharge the AC system in order to do that. You also have the snap ring in there that is really hard to get off. And then to get this out without breaking the connector is another difficult challenge. Very possible to do. And this is a serviceable part that you can usually buy for around 60 bucks, where the OEM ones are around $150 to, you know, all the way up to $240, depending on what car you have. Now this is what it normally looks like with everything all together. What happened was the bearing went bad, pulley started moving around, then I had the AC on and it kicked on, and when it kicked on, it torqued and it completely snapped this piece in half. Then you no longer have AC. And that's what happens if your bearing goes bad. Usually that's not what happens. Most Volkswagen there usually have this solenoid fail on them, which is a pretty easy fix. These Sanden compressors are super good compressors. You really don't see them failing too often. They're built pretty well. I mean, just to give you a context, the bearing blew out before the compressor failed on the Jetta, and it has 256,000 miles. The GLI, the solenoid is clogged up, and it has 243 miles or 1,000 miles on it. So I'm either going to replace the compressor or the solenoid, or I'm just going to pull the solenoid out and try and clean it first and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing yet with that. That'll be later in the video, because we're going to do both of them in this one video. So, if you followed along so far, make sure to hit that like button, and the one down at the bottom of the video, and go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Let's jump on over to the GLI. Alright, so I'm sorry if you hear the rain in the background. It's raining outside. I just finished doing the AC on the GLI. So, now that I got the old compressor off, I get to show you how it was kind of before. So, there's a little cap on there. You can take, some have this cap, some don't. Take the cap off, and then it's a 14mm nut. Might be like a standard, because the 14 feels kind of sloppy on there, but then you got the T30s that take these off. But I'm going to go ahead and zap all this off and show you how it looks. Sorry, I'm kind of blocking the view with my hand like an idiot, but gotta hold the tool. So you get that loose, you can take it like a little flathead screwdriver and you can kind of pop this pulley off. It's stuck on there pretty good because it's never come off. But the other thing you could do, when you get a pulley puller, it'll make your life a lot easier if you wanted to. Let's thread the nut in there, slip the pulley puller inside. Now once you get that on there, you can kind of start to tighten it. It'll snatch that thing right off for you. Nut off. But this shows you why it's nice to have a pulley puller, because it makes this way easier. So then that comes off. That's what this broken piece over here is. This, not broken. And then, inside of here you have a snap ring. You need reverse snap ring pliers that open up when you press them, not close. So, this in here. Go. Snap rings off, and then the pulley should just slide off. I've had to stick a tool in the back and kind of walk it off. It's supposed to just kind of come right off of there. There it goes. So, and that's how your pulley should look. The reason I'm taking this one off is because this compressor is bad, but I know this compressor is good. So we'll just do the reverse for this thing. We'll slide the new pulley on. All right. So I'm going to take a rag and I'm going to clean the inside of the bearing, because any kind of grit on there is going to hold up it going on this compressor. Slide it on. Now it's slid on there, it's good. Now we'll get our snap ring. Sorry, it's a little hard to do this specifically with the camera right up its screen there. Make sure the snap ring is seated. I like to just put a screwdriver in here and kind of turn it. And if you see it, it'll push the snap ring further down into the groove. That's how you know it's seated in there properly. So that pulley's on there, it's good. Now we can take our other pulley, put it in here. This should free spin, so you should be able to just turn it. I'm gonna get our bolts. We'll take our nut, slap our nut on there. There it is. Now if you want, you can try to pop that cap back in there. It's not necessary, but boom. Now I'll plug up these holes, and so I can seal this up so it doesn't get dirt in it. I'll throw this up on the shelf for spare compressor when the next one goes bad. Always good to have spare parts for your car. Just so you can see, I'm going to pull this solenoid out so you're able to oh, I need my other pliers. So you're able to see that solenoid and see how it is to come out and if it's difficult. And it is difficult when it's in the car. It's not that bad. So you pull the snap ring plier out and shoot it across the shop. But that's the opposite of these, just so you know. So there's different sets of snap rings. You can get snap ring pliers like this where you just push these pins in and it will reverse the pliers for you. So it'll make them the opposite style versus what I have already. So now these are spring open, so you close them by closing versus the other way where you would open them by closing. So that's how that style is. Then you're going to get a little screwdriver up in here, and you just want to kind of work the sensor. There you go, until you get the pop loose. And there you go. This one, it's got a little bit of buildup on it, but I don't think this solenoid's clogged up. So I'm going to say either the compressor was bad or the solenoid is failing, because it doesn't look like it's clogged up. So, not too bad. When you do that, a bunch of dust and dirt is going to fall down in this hole. You need to get as much of that out as you possibly can, because you do not want that inside your compressor if you're doing a rebuild. What I usually keep is like, I'll use a Q-tip and I'll put Q-tips down in there to get out the dirt and stuff. I'm just going to pop this back down in here. I'm just going to keep this compressor for spare parts. Oh, I should probably clean it up first. See how yellow it is around the seal here? I think it was actually leaking past this seal over time. And that's how you service an AC compressor for a Volkswagen if you have one. This will also work on other models and stuff that use these same style compressors, but there you go. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate you sticking along.